Hormonal coordination. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to know the following. 1. Hormones and endocrine glands. 2. Pituitary hormone. 3. Thyroid hormone. 4. Parathyroid hormone. 5. Pancreatic hormone. 6. Adrenal hormone. 7. Reproductive hormones. 8. Plant hormones. 9. Application of hormones to agriculture. What are hormones? 1. Hormones are chemical substances produced or secreted by endocrine glands, which are ductless glands in the body. 2. They are released into the bloodstream and travel to target organs to exert their effects. 3. Hormones can speed up or slow down biological reactions in the body. 4. They act as chemical messengers, produced in one part of the body, and affecting specific target organs. 5. Hormones play a role in homeostasis, growth, and development. 6. After their actions, hormones are inactivated in the liver and excreted in urine. Animal hormones. There are 5 groups of animal hormones secreted by different glands. Pituitary hormone. The pituitary gland is located below the hypothalamus and consists of anterior and posterior parts. The anterior pituitary gland releases growth hormones and tropic hormones that regulate other endocrine glands. It is often referred to as the master gland. The hormones secreted by the anterior pituitary include 1. Gonadotropins, follicle-stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone, which regulate reproductive functions. 2. Adrenocorticotropic hormone, which stimulates the adrenal cortex to secrete corticosteroids. 3. Thyroid-stimulating hormone, which regulates the thyroid gland. 4. Prolactin, which stimulates milk production in mammary glands. 5. Somatotropin, growth hormone, which promotes bone growth and metabolic rate. The posterior pituitary gland secretes 1. Antidiuretic hormone, AD, which regulates water balance in the body. 2. Oxytocin, which stimulates uterine contractions during childbirth and milk ejection. Thyroid hormones. The thyroid gland, located in the neck region close to the larynx, produces 3 main hormones: thyroxine, triiodothyronine, and calcitonin. The primary hormone is thyroxine. Thyroxine 1. Regulates the growth and development of all body cells. 2. Increases the rate of glucose oxidation in body cells and heat production. 3. Undersecretion of thyroxine causes cretinism in children and sluggishness goiter in adults. 4. Oversecretion of thyroxine causes hyperactivity and restlessness. Parathyroid hormone. The parathyroid glands, which are small glands attached to the thyroid gland, secrete a hormone called parathyroid hormone, PTH. PTH plays a crucial role in regulating blood calcium levels. It achieves this by A. Releasing calcium from the bones, B. Increasing calcium absorption in the gut, C. Reducing calcium excretion by the kidneys. The hormone calcitonin, produced by the thyroid gland, has the opposite effect and lowers blood calcium levels. Oversecretion of parathyroid hormone leads to fragile bones prone to fractures, while undersecretion causes muscle spasms. Pancreatic hormones. The pancreas serves both as a digestive gland and an endocrine gland. It contains specialized cells called islets of Langerhans, which produce 2 important hormones: insulin and glucagon. Insulin lowers blood glucose levels by stimulating liver cells to convert excess glucose into glycogen for storage in the liver and muscles. Deficiency of insulin leads to diabetes mellitus, characterized by glucose excretion in urine, reduced appetite, and increased thirst. Excessive secretion of insulin causes a drop in blood sugar levels and constant hunger. Glucagon, on the other hand, raises blood glucose levels by stimulating the liver to convert stored glycogen into glucose. Adrenal hormones. The adrenal glands, located above the kidneys, produce two distinct groups of hormones. The adrenal cortex produces corticosteroids, while the adrenal medulla produces adrenaline and noradrenaline, known as emergency hormones. Corticosteroids include glucocorticoids, such as cortisol, which raise blood glucose levels during times of stress, and mineralocorticoids, such as aldosterone, which regulates sodium and potassium ion levels in body fluids. Adrenaline, as an emergency hormone, prepares the body for immediate action in response to fear, danger, or anger. It achieves this by A. Increasing muscular tone, B. Accelerating heart rate and respiration, C. Dilating pupils, D. Enhancing the conversion of glycogen to glucose by the liver. Undersecretion of adrenaline results in a slow response to emergencies, low blood pressure, and heart rate, while oversecretion leads to excessive anxiety and excitement. Reproductive hormones. Reproductive hormones are produced by specific cells in the reproductive organs. In males, the testes produce testosterone, the male sex hormone, while in females, the ovaries produce estrogen and progesterone, the female sex hormones. Testosterone stimulates A. Growth and maturation of the penis, testes, and accessory sex structures. B. Development of male sex characteristics such as muscle growth, pubic, armpit, chest, and facial hair, and deepening of the voice. Estrogen performs the following functions in females. A. Development of secondary sexual characteristics, including breast enlargement, pubic and armpit hair growth, widening of the hips, and fat distribution. B. Regulation of the reproductive or menstrual cycle. Progesterone. A. Inhibits egg production, ovulation, during pregnancy. B. Prepares and maintains the lining of the uterus. C. Aids in implantation and development of the embryo in the uterus. Excessive secretion of reproductive hormones leads to excessive development of sexual organs and abnormal sexual urges, while undersecretion results in poor development of secondary sexual characteristics, sexual organs, and decreased sexual drive. Plant hormones. Plant coordination relies on chemicals known as plant hormones. These hormones share similarities with animal hormones in that they A. Are required in small amounts to exert their effects, B. Are produced in one part of the plant and transported to other parts to elicit their effects. However, plant hormones differ in that they are not produced exclusively in specialized glands, but have more generalized effects based on concentration and organ type. Plant hormones regulate growth, fruit formation, root development, leaf fall, and other activities. Combinations of plant hormones can result in unique responses beyond what each hormone can accomplish alone. Although slower than animal hormones, plant hormone responses mainly occur through growth processes. Types of plant hormones. The major groups of plant hormones include auxins, gabberellins, cytokinins, abscisic acid, and ethylene. Auxins. The primary naturally occurring auxin is indolacetic acid, IAA, produced at the shoot apex. It influences cell division, elongation, and differentiation. Auxin A influences stem growth towards light, positive phototropism, and root growth away from light, negative phototropism. B stimulates the development of lateral and adventitious roots for increased water and mineral absorption. C inhibits the growth of lateral buds, causing apical dominance. D promotes fruit development. E breaks seed dormancy, promoting early germination. F delays leaf fall. Gabberellins. Gabberellins are found in root and stem apices. They promote growth by stimulating both cell elongation and division. They are also effective in promoting growth in dwarf plant varieties. Other effects of gabberellins include inducing seed germination and increasing fruit size. Cytokinins. Cytokinins are produced in roots and promote growth, similar to auxins and gabberellins. They stimulate cell division, ensuring normal stem and root growth. Unlike auxins, Cytokinins stimulate lateral buds to grow into branches and delay aging in plants. Abscisic acid, produced in mature green leaves, fruits, and root caps. Abscisic acid acts as a growth inhibitor that generally opposes the effects of auxins and gibberellins. It A. suppresses bud growth. B. induces dormancy in seeds and buds. C. promotes leaf aging. D. regulates the opening and closing of stomata, the tiny openings on leaves. The effects of abscisic acid help plants withstand adverse environmental conditions. Ethylene. Ethylene, a simple hydrocarbon, is produced in leaves, stems, and young fruits. It inhibits lateral bud development and accelerates fruit ripening. Application of hormones to agriculture. Both natural and synthetic plant hormones find applications in horticulture and agriculture. Some common uses include A. artificial vegetative propagation. Auxins are used in rooting powders to promote root formation in cuttings. Synthetic auxins aid in grafting by inducing wound tissue formation. B. weed control. Synthetic auxins are used as selective herbicides to control weeds, e.g. 2,4-D. C. harvesting. Auxins are applied to extend the shelf life of fruits on the plants. D. parthenocarpy. Auxins and gibberellins induce fruit development without fertilization. E. preservation. Cytokinins are used to prevent yellowing in stored vegetables, while growth inhibitors, e.g. abscisic acid, prevent sprouting in onions and potatoes. In summary, let me summarize this lesson by highlighting the main points. 1. Hormones are chemical messengers that regulate various physiological processes in organisms. 2. Ductless glands, also known as endocrine glands, release hormones directly into the bloodstream without using ducts. 3. General functions of hormones include regulation of growth, metabolism, reproduction, response to stress, and maintenance of homeostasis. 4. The pancreas has both exocrine and endocrine functions. The exocrine part produces digestive enzymes, while the endocrine part produces insulin and glucagon, which regulate blood glucose levels. 5. The female sex hormones, estrogen and progesterone, control the reproductive cycle by regulating ovulation, preparing the uterus for implantation, and maintaining the uterine lining. 6. Similarities between plant and animal hormones. A. They both regulate various physiological processes. B. They are produced in specific parts of the organism. C. They are transported to target organs or tissues to exert their effects. D. They function through binding to specific receptors. 7. Differences between hormonal coordination in plants and animals. A. Plant hormones have more generalized effects and are not produced exclusively in specialized glands. B. Plant hormone responses are mainly mediated through growth processes. C. Plant hormone responses are generally slower than animal hormone responses. D. Plant hormones can interact with each other to produce unique responses. 8. Plant hormones have significant relevance to agriculture, as they are used for artificial propagation, weed control, harvesting, fruit development, and preservation.